All right, episode number 3.
Look, we can show you how many that is because it's video.
3.
This many.
Of the video shift change
Videocast.
Video change shiftcast.
WGR550.com.
We need the big voice guy for this.
I am the big voice guy. No, I'm not. I wish I were. That's a sweet gig.
The EJ Manuel Videocast.
And the Mark Pesic Videocast.
You could even stretch to go Jordan Leopold Videocast.
I wouldn't, but that's just me.
But you also could. 2 things to talk about today. 1.
That's this many, by the way.
1.
First one.
Is Hoodiegate, Deflategate, Ballgazi, which one do you like?
I don't like any of them. I hate all of them. Gate doesn't work, and Ghazi is a little bit offensive because, like, people died.
Right, and Watergate was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, one word, Watergate, not something stuck on with the word gate.
If, under today's standards, Watergate would be a scandal about water. It is not. It's about something that happened at the Watergate Hotel. So you'd have to call it Watergate Gate using the way it's been used since then. So it makes no sense. I prefer, just since they do it so often, this is just Pat's Cheating 2015.
It's a little wordy.
It's wordy. It's wordy, I know, but that's all I got.
Because you do have to put a year on their cheating because they cheat all the time.
I think that's what's fun about it.
But then, so do you not like Spygate? It's the nickname Spygate.
Spygate has been around so long that
it's so established.
But, I mean, Watergate was about spying, so that's kind of the original Spygate, too.
Okay.
Let's just talk about it. Let's forget about the name.
Your latest development. The latest development is Bill Belichick basically blamed Tom Brady. Now, by the time you're watching this, Tom Brady will have blamed someone else. So, disregard
we'll have to ask
that.
Bill about that.
Yes, I imagine he'll say, you have to ask the ball boy about that. I don't know, I was playing football.
All I do is throw him, I don't squeeze him.
Several times, Belichick almost said his balls, but said then his footballs.
Footballs.
Best part of the press conference was that. Belichick says that he is shocked by the whole thing. Now,
Has Bill Belichick ever been shocked about it? I'm shocked. I'm shocked about that. Shocked. This is my shocked face.
I think that was the most he's ever talked.
No.
In his whole life.
So like 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
Yeah, it was like it was like an opening statement that went maybe like 4 minutes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he talked the whole time.
We could swear on this.
We could, probably.
We're gonna keep it classy though.
Talk about balls. Ball jokes.
Those are my favorite.
So I might actually believe him in a way. I know that people talk about CEOs and they cover every single ounce of every single thing and they stay there overnight and but the whole ball thing, like working the balls, I think it's like one guy's job. And if you're worrying about one guy who massages the footballs and prepares them, massages.
Yes.
But
really gets hands-on with the balls.
A trainer who does the thing with the footballs, game balls specifically, that the coach might just say, like, okay, that guy's taken care of. I don't need to worry about it.
I don't buy it. Isn't Bill Belichick, like, the coach you believe has his hand in everything that's going on his team?
Yes.
And if you want to say it was Tom Brady's idea or it's Tom Brady who wants the softer balls for him to throw, don't you think he'd walk up to Belichick and be like, Bill, I know you get away with some stuff. I want my balls to be softer. My footballs to be softer.
Game balls.
Game balls.
In sportscasts, I've been going with game balls.
Game balls. How can I achieve that without the NFL really noticing? Because this seems like your bag, and I know you're the guy in charge, so Bill, help me out with this.
Here's why.
I'd be like, well, Tom.
Here's why I think that Hoodie might not know. Is Brad Johnson, the quarterback of Tampa Bay back in the day, said that he paid some ball boys $7,500 to deflate some footballs. That he just said, here's a few bucks, go cheat for me to win the Super Bowl. Also a similar situation where the game wasn't close and it didn't really matter, so maybe this was never really a thing. But that makes me think that Tom Brady could have just said, and it sounds like it's been going on for a while, though, because now there's a report that the Ravens were the ones who tipped off the Colts about it, so it's probably been going on for a while.
And the Colts noticed something was fishy back when they played them in the regular season.
But Tom Brady has got enough money and enough Uggs to just say, Here's some Uggs. Now deflate my game balls.
If Brad Johnson was paying them $7,500, I sincerely hope Tom Brady was paying them at least double.
Gotta pay more.
You can
than
afford
that.
it, Tom.
Brad Johnson, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a middle of the road quarterback. He's not wearing Uggs.
But he had a great defense, and that's how you win Super Bowls.
Let's talk about the Bills.
All right. They're not cheating.
There's a game that we'd like to play on the audio version of the Shift Change podcast that we're going to play on the video version with hand motions.
We always do them, but now you'll be able to see them, so it's going to be super cool. Look at my hands.
Look at his hands.
Huge.
They're like bananas.
It's just a bunch.
10 of them.
A bunch extending from each arm.
Good opinion, bad opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I state an opinion,
Yes.
and then Tom says whether it's good or bad, and then we switch. You get it? Okay. Good opinion, bad opinion.
Okay.
The Buffalo Bills should bring back C.J. Spiller. Show me with your hands. That's a noise.
I'm thinking about it, and I say good opinion.
Really?
I do, because we had Joe on for an hour the other day, and already Joe is talking about, and I trust Joe to think like the Bills and be inside with the Bills, and he's already thinking about, he has a profile up on TJ Yeldon for the Bills draft purposes. Like, the Bills might draft a running back because they get rid of Spiller. They don't really like Bryce Brown that much, even though they traded for him. Fred Jackson's old. Booby Dixon is just Booby Dixon, I guess, so...
They'll use Booby.
Yeah, they'll use him, but they want, like, you know, your sort of...
Heavy touches for the Booby.
Right, but they want the guy who's, like, a game breaker like C.J. Spiller, but you can give it to him more often, I guess. But how much is C.J. Spiller really going to cost? Like, maybe it sounds like it sounds more like he wants the Jets than the Jets want him. I haven't heard the Jets chime in about anything. I'm not in New York. So I'd feel better about just paying C.J. Spiller rather than they have 5 draft picks this year.
And only 2 in the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, it's not great. And if you're telling me you want to spend one of those on a running back, I'm not signing up for it.
But there are free agent running backs. There's undrafted running backs. Many undrafted running backs have become very good in the NFL.
Sure.
The price tag is where it depends for me. If he wants $5 million a year, forget it. Sorry. You're too old. And running backs, especially those kind of running backs, you know, the ones who need that explosive first step.
Chris Johnson.
They start to slip when it comes to the late 20s. Chris Johnson's slip came almost exactly where C.J. Spiller is right now. So I would be a little hesitant. $2.5 million, $3 million, that's not bad. I mean, I could see if Greg Roman wants a player like him in his offense, a guy he can use in screen passes, in end arounds, he can line up as a wide receiver, stuff they never did last year but did under Chan Gailey. I could see it. All right, good opinion, bad opinion.
Oh, it's not my turn now?
It's your turn for a good opinion, bad opinion.
Okay, I got one. I thought of one because I'm prepared like
Go ahead.
that. Good opinion, bad opinion. Mark Sanchez should be E.J. Manuel's main competition for the starting QB job next season.
Yeah, I want to kind of do this.
Well, that's just weak. We don't allow that.
You're right.
You have to pick one. You can't say it's an opinion. Yeah.
I will go good opinion.
All right, there it is.
And make this face while doing it because I don't want Mark Sanchez. I don't have to hold up the thumbs anymore. I don't want Mark Sanchez to be the starting quarterback for the Bills. But I look over the list of other possible quarterbacks. Jake Locker, Matt Moore, and then you can make worse faces about them.
Yeah.
So even though he's probably the best option, the guy with a background, the guy who was with Rex Ryan and got wins out of him, and actually wasn't that bad last year with Chip Kelly, it still just speaks to how bad the options are.
It feels gross, but like the reason I ask is just, you know, a few weeks ago it's like, oh, should they trade for RG3 or Jay Cutler? And now with, you know, some new people in place at those teams, it doesn't sound like either one of them is going to be available.
No, I think they won't be.
Yeah, so you can go the draft route, but your second or third round quarterback probably shouldn't be in the discussion for competing for your starting quarterback job. I mean, with all the talk about, oh, they rushed E.J. Manuel, you can't then take a second or third round guy and demand that he be the starter that year. So,
good opinion, bad opinion. The Pagulas probably might have, maybe, could have kind of told Doug Marrone they wanted a different coach and he should take the option to opt out and leave. Based on him landing in Jacksonville with no actual other job. Because we all thought, oh, he's opting out to take the Jets job, or to take the Bears job, or the 49ers job, or the Raiders job, or any kind of job other than offensive line coach of Jacksonville. Which is about the funniest possible landing spot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you were joking when it happened, like, well, screw him, he'll end up as the offensive line coach for Jacksonville. Like, that's the joke
that's
you'd
what
make.
you would have picked.
So
exactly.
good opinion, bad opinion. I shouldn't move off thinking it's possible. I'm not accusing, I'm saying it's possible.
It's definitely a good opinion.
And let me, okay, I'll give you good opinion on that. Let me put a little more.
Do two now.
A little more to it.
Ugh.
If that happened, that makes you feel good about them owning the football team.
Good opinion. I mean, some people might say, meddlesome owner, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? They got what you wanted. Did you want Doug Marrone over Rex Ryan? I don't think anyone would have said that. If you do, I think you're dumb. So, good job, Pagulas. Unless you thought that.
Unless you're Jeff Toole guy.
Oh, Jeff Toole guy. Don't you be watching. I'm watching you.
Shift Change Videocast.